All right, what is going on, folks? Fuck a title show 2017, the first thing ever putting out on the channel for the year. Um, if it's a different quality of sound right now, I am using the headset mic. It's just a little bit easier um, to kind of move around a little bit, and I don't know, just want to see what I can do to kind of like get better quality audio as well. So yeah, either way, welcome to the fucking title show, guys. New year is upon us. Exciting new journeys. More knowledge to be had. Right now, I posted a picture on Instagram. Venus has graced us with an appearance, which is honestly like I don't know. That's super dope to me because it's one of those things where it's like we always think about like all these things that are going on around us on Earth, and I feel like we tend to forget like how big this puzzle is. Like we are like a tiny speck on a large piece of this giant, like, well, really it's a small piece of this giant puzzle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just it's amazing to be able to actually like see different planets and whatever and enjoy their appearances. So yeah, I don't know, enjoy that, folks, for sure. I think tomorrow night Mars is supposed to be more visible, so that's fucking, I don't know, it's beautiful. That's all that is. What are we gonna start with? We got a couple things. uh you know what, let's start with the 2016 recap quick. um Well, it was a busy year. This year I faced a huge thing, like a huge struggle, and I had a lot of help. Honestly, like this channel wouldn't even be operating right now if it wasn't for the kindness of certain other people. Um, my brother Baxwar 1426, my brother Lil Homie 127. Um, my heart goes out to you guys for sure. Some of the things that you guys did this past year, it was absolutely heartwarming. I'm trying not to get all fucking watery eyed now, apparently. But yeah, you guys, honestly, what you did for me personally, for the channel, whatever, um, it's absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much for that. Everybody who has sent me a mail call, your letters that you sent in those mail calls, uh, the the people who have sent me the DMs sharing their stories with me over this past year, especially when I came back, or even when I dropped that vlog where I wasn't sure if what was going to be happening. You know what I mean? Um, just the outpour of people was absolutely beautiful. Um, so like honestly, thank you guys. Jesus Christ. Whew. But either way, thank you guys. Whether it was like doing something like just sending me a DM, uh, like telling me how I've gotten to like make an impact or whatever in your life, or just what you've enjoyed from the videos. The people who have helped me out in life with the channel, uh, Cannibal Kill, all the help that she's given me like over this past year. Um, just everybody hitting me up for the props list for this year, wanting to help out right away. Just honestly, like I don't know what I would be doing if it wasn't for you guys. Honestly, um, you guys have allowed me to have this creative avenue, a very honest and creative avenue, and I couldn't have asked for a better gift, honestly. I don't know, just thank you guys. I am forever in debt to you. Like anything like I can do to make your guys' days better, anything, just like I am in debt. I am indebted to you guys for sure. Um, what else did we do in 2016? Um, we had a lot of lessons to be learned this year. Well, I guess we should last year. But I don't know. It's one of those things like, okay, what did we do? Did I start the podcast in 2016? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I started it earlier. I think the first one was with my brother, and then Nikki helped out for a couple of them, and I just been rocking on my own ever since. Um, Jesus, we've done a lot this year, haven't we, folks? New editing program. Um, I don't know. It's kind of crazy when you like think about like everything like in one moment, like how I'm doing now. It's like tons of information just like rushing at you. Uh, you just remember like all these crazy, like really all these crazy opportunities that I've had and all these crazy blessings that like came to me this year. So yeah, I don't know. 2016 was a great year. Honestly, it was a crazy year, but it was great. I learned a lot about you guys. I learned a lot about this world. I learned a lot about myself. Um, yeah, a lot of the crazy things happen in the world, I guess, too, huh? Reality stars were elected leaders. Basically, 2016, a lot of people got. I don't know. I don't want to say like overly sensitive about everything, but it seemed like there was a lot of negativity going on. You know what I mean? Like everybody was trying to find a problem with something, and a lot of people, even that I knew, like took sides that I didn't agree with, or they took approaches to those situations that I didn't agree with. You know what I mean? But through certain conversations and everything, like I got to learn different things. They learned different things, and that I don't know when that happens, it's beautiful. Honestly, like when two people who have different views can come together and have a peaceful conversation, and both of them can walk away like maybe not agreeing but understanding where that person is coming from, like that's an amazing thing. I don't know. It's definitely something to like not take for granted. You know what I mean? Like don't think that like I don't know. How can I word it? I don't know. Don't think that we have everything figured out. Don't think that because you can read enough posts from other people on the internet that what you're feeling is the absolute right answer. You know what I mean? I don't know. 2016 was definitely like a very um what can I say? I'm trying to find a term. It was a year that was very testing for everybody, and it was a year that gave us a lot of opportunities to learn something new about ourselves, about the world, about other people, everything. Excuse me. So I don't know. 2016 was it was a year where all of us had something to learn. You know what I mean? There was always like a situation happening every few months that was really testing what we felt as people, what we felt for our friends around us, and those times are the ones that are going to help us grow. They are. As long as they're used correctly, obviously. If you use that for the negative and it's just you're trying to argue and change everybody's mind around you to like agree with you, then like that's probably not the best approach. Coffee sip, first one. What are we at? About 9 minutes. Not bad. Mm-mm. But yes, 2016. I don't know. It was a crazy year. What can you say? It was one for the history books. It was. That's all we can really leave that at. It was one for the history books. Okay. Let's go into these notes because I got some show notes written down. I try to do that now. Have a few different things like in the holster, ready to kind of pull out throughout the show, so I don't like get stuck somewhere. I guess you could say, but I still do. We still hit those blank moments. You know what I mean? That's all part of it, though. All right, so I was watching one of my favorite mixed martial arts analysts. He has a show called Ask Robin Black. Uh, the gentleman's name is Robin Black. Some may remember him from the Canadian music scene. He's one of the best mixed martial arts like analysts in the game, in my opinion, at least. Um, I was watching his show today, or well, I guess it came out yesterday, but the episode he said a lot. There was a lot of things said either by him or by his producer. I believe it's his producer. But either way, there was just some things that I wanted to talk about. The first quote. Now he had brought up how there's no such thing as ugly. Now, even me saying that, I'm sure some of you are having that moment where right away something in your head is going to something where you're like, well, no, that's ugly, or this is. We deem to be quote unquote ugly is just that we personally deem that. Like it's not universally ugly. You know what I mean? We put that label on things. Now, there's some people who would say that like I'm horribly ugly. You know what I mean? Like got the big beard. Some people think that that's like shows laziness or whatever it is. I have the face tattoos and everything. Some people right away they like I don't want to say they cower at it, but it discourages them or they think it's you know a little sideshowy. But that's those people. There's other people who would say different. What we what we deem to be beautiful and ugly is purely a personal like label on something. Like there's no real thing as ugly. That's just something in our mind. Like that's like this kind of like useless label that's like hanging in our mind, but we feel that it is applicable to things. I don't know. I just that it it got me thinking about a lot of things, or at least a lot of like um what can I say? A lot of different attributes of life. We'll say that a lot of different factors. Now, after talking about a little bit how he gave his interpretation of how there's no such thing as ugly, and I'm sure he explained it far better than I did. But I believe it's his producer or either way, it's like assistant or helper on the show. I believe his name is Chase. He said, if there's no such thing as ugly, then really there's no such thing as crazy. And that got me thinking too. Because there are people who would consider others a genius, but then there are other people who would consider that same person crazy. Now, there are some who have a very like negative kind of goal at hand or negative outlook of the world or whatever. And I don't know, I don't want to say that they're crazy because really that's going against what I'm trying to I don't want to say debate, but conversate about. But their intentions aren't noble, I guess you could say. I don't know. But it got me thinking. Like it is like how many things do we have that we've just kind of grown up here? We grew up hearing, and then you realize like this isn't a real like it's not a real thing. Like you like to say that like okay like I I could be deemed crazy because I don't see how excuse me. I don't see how a regular 9 to 5 job being stuck in a cubicle, there's certain things like just like that aren't going to like help me or help me like progress as a person or in life. I know that I probably didn't explain that the best. But like okay, there's some people who think like to like what living life is and how to be like a productive person in life is you have a job, in an office or a restaurant, like a regular type of job. You work 9 to 5 or, you know, 5 to 7, whatever it is. You get a paycheck, you have your boss, you have your coworkers, you go home, you have your regular life. Now, because I have chosen to go a more creative route now, instead of like keep working these jobs that really like it was just more of a depressing thing, and I realized I just kept putting like my passions and everything on the back burner. Now, if I instead of doing that, if now that I choose to do a creative and more passionate, like a passionate like project, you could say, and I like the income from more creative outlets because of skills I have, they would say that I'm crazy because I'm just like I'm doing art or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. I don't have that secure. Like I don't have the same security that they do. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. Like everybody has their own like personal like definition. You know, like it's really interesting and it's a really complex conversation to have. I don't know if I don't think anyone is going to have the right answers or anything. We can only hear an answer that uh we connect to like more personally. But it's a very interesting and it's a very complex conversation to have. And I think it's an important conversation to have because a lot of people feel that there is um like these like personal labels that we've created are like these real attachments in life. Like you can say, okay, well that person's ugly, that person's crazy, like this person, it like you know what I mean? Like you can categorize people, but those categories don't even exist except for like in our minds. Interesting. It's very, very interesting. Another thing that was mentioned on the show. Let me grab a sip of coffee here. Probably should start drinking more water during these shows. I've noticed it sounds like I have a vocal fry sometimes, but that's honestly because my throat's just being dry. I'm not trying to talk like a Kardashian. So I do apologize. On we go. The other thing that was mentioned in that show was I noticed how well one his passion for the like mixed martial arts and his passion for learning is absolutely inspiring to see. Um, but he was talking about how every time he's wrong, he's thrilled because that means it's new. There's new things to learn, and I thought that was a really important thing. And I'm really happy that I caught it because there's so many times where we feel wrong in life or we find out that we're wrong about certain information and that discourages us. But when we should be excited to be wrong because that gives us opportunities to learn more information or to gain new knowledge, gain new life experiences. Um, yeah, I think we should be more excited to be wrong, and we should accept it when we are wrong because it presents those opportunities for us. I'm not like it's kind of just it's a quick thing I can touch on, but I think it's important. And I noticed right there it sounded like I had the vocal fry every time I kept saying wrong. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just too self-conscious when I'm doing these shows sometimes. I don't know. um Last thing I want to mention from the show because I think it's a very interesting topic to be had. Uh I always hear people saying, "Well, I can do this and so can he, but like what makes him better or her better?" Now, an advantage for both isn't really an advantage. Think about that. If both people have the same advantage, does it not cancel it out? It depends on who uses that advantage in a more knowledgeable way, in a more beneficial way. It depends on who is sitting at the head of the table when it has that advantage. You know, like if the tables turn, they're going to be okay because they're at that head seat. No matter which way the table turns, they're going to be all right. It's one of those things, like if you are going for a position at work or you want to do something in life or whatever, and you feel like, well, I can do the same thing as them, make sure that you can do that thing more knowledgeably. Make sure you are using that advantage in a more beneficial way. Use that advantage better than that person so you can cancel theirs out. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's three things that were really I thought were really interesting. Really little complex, I guess. Had my brain going. I hope it and I hope it had somebody out there, like one of you guys, I hope, or gal, you know. But I hope it does the same for you. Um I don't know. This year ah I want to expand everybody's mind. You know what I mean? Like I want to obviously I want to learn more about myself, be like more humble in learning new information, be more humble in a lot of different things. But I want to do the same for others too. Cuz if we can inspire that change or more positive behavior around us, it'll spread. It'll like one enough people do something, it catches on. You just got to keep positive. Got to stay positive. Okay, actually, let's go to the Instagram because I had asked you guys for a couple of topics. Let's see if anyone threw some topics under. Ooh, no topics. Well, the other thing was, and this idea was provided by little homie 127. We create a story. So what I asked you guys to do was type out a line or two, and we all write a story together. Oh, what is? I haven't even read these, so let's see where this goes. I'm not going to cut anything out. Everyone's like, whatever you guys commented, it's going to be in this story. In a time when danger is imminent and hope is far from sight, there lurks a figure. He makes his way silently through the city streets in search of an answer. Hashtag tag you're in. He glanced back at the lifeless body of his friend, lying by the rear of the vehicle. Quickly, he jumped into the car and sped off away from their pursuers. With a white-knuckle grip on the steering wheel, he punches the gas pedal into the floorboard. He peels off into the night with one thought on his mind. I gotta get home. Fast. To shit. Before he knew it, he hits a speed bump, and it's all downhill from here. I'm turtle heading. Oh, guys, that was a great story. It started off like so intense, and then it ended so just perfect. That's all I can say. Some people would be like, "That's immature," but that was perfect. It starts off so intense and then ends with a poop joke. Like, what more could you want? It's got it's got intensity. It's like a thriller. You don't know what's gonna happen. There's mystery. My goodness. Okay, so I got asked a couple of things. Some people had asked me why there were certain props in the list. Well, that's easy to answer, to be honest, because I'm going to be doing a lot of different things, folks. Fan films and such. Um, I don't want to spoil any of them for you, though. That's the thing. Well, I guess it's one of those things. Like, it doesn't mean it is gonna happen. It's just some ideas that I have right now. So some of the fan films I want to do, I definitely want to do. I don't know if it's gonna be a Walking Dead one. To be honest, I'm still kind of figuring that out. But I definitely want to do. There's a V for Vendetta idea that I had. There's definitely going to be one for the Saw movies. Uh, what else? I don't know. There's a few, I guess. Like some of them are just like very like I guess we'll say like some of the ideas are almost just like smoke in the air around me. Uh, I can just kind of like I'm not sure what I want to do with it. And I don't know. It's one of those things. If it's not really like solid enough for me, then I'll just blow it away, and it'll be gone into the cosmos. But yeah, there's a wide variety of props on there because there's gonna be. I want to do a lot of different fan films. Um, as far as sorry. As far as like other props though, like that's just ideas for like short films that I have. I want to do like kind of like a post-apocalyptic one. Um, Okay. I gotta get. I'll take care of that after. Sorry, I got caught up in a message. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of short films. I want to do like a post-apocalyptic one. Um, yeah, I don't know. Some of them I don't really know how to explain either. I just kind of like, I don't know. I guess I just have to like ask you guys to trust me on this. But yeah, I don't know. There's a wide variety of props because there's gonna be short films. There's gonna be fan films. There's also gonna be like little segments that cut into the life lessons episodes. Uh, Weird little new shenanigans in the vlogs. Um, the thing is, like, I guess like a lot of the time with life lessons and with the podcast, like I don't know. Like in the vlogs, I get to be as silly as I want and do shenanigans and everything like that. But like in life lessons and in this, a lot of the time I come off as like a very serious person. But it's one of those things like I love having like mind altering discussions and like learning like life changing things. You know what I mean? But I'm also very very childish. Like I am super immature at times. I don't know. I just love having fun. You know what I mean? I have a like. There's different things I want to do that I'm sure like people are gonna see them and they're just gonna it's gonna be really weird. But honestly, like at this point, I'm just gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like even when I did like the Big Daddy Sass character on the podcast, there was a couple people who didn't like it or they just didn't really get it. And then there was other people. There have been people since like asking like where's Big Daddy Sass been. Um, so yeah, like it's one of those things. Like I'm just gonna do these characters that I've all like a lot of these ideas and like certain characters that I want to finally put on the channel. Like I've had these ideas for years now, and I'm ready to start executing them. So yeah, it's not one of those things where I'm gonna be doing strictly horror films or like anything like that. Like there's gonna be way random shenanigans. There's gonna be fan films. Like I said, I have a V for Vendetta idea. I don't know how I'm really gonna execute that as of yet. I definitely have a really good idea. Well, I don't want to say really good and sound egotistical, but I have an idea that I'm excited about for the Saw one, and even one for Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll toss that gem out for you guys. So yeah, there's just it's a mix of different things because I have a lot of different things that I've always wanted to do or I've always dreamed of trying. So now's the time. You know what I mean? All right, final sip because we're gonna end it here, folks. January 1st, 2017. We had to start it off with a fucking title show. It felt right for some reason. Thank you guys again for everything, for taking the time to listen to this. I don't know. I hope you guys got something out of it. 2017 is going to be a fucking exciting year, my folks. So stick around. Stick with me, and you'll never go hungry again. I was quoting Scar from Lion King. Don't actually, if you get hungry, please do not blame me for that. Just go to your fridge. I don't know, get some Ritz crackers from the cupboard. Grab some cheese from the fridge. I don't know. Please just go eat. Either way, this has been Fucking Title Show. I've been your host, JuvyThaKid. Hit me up on the social medias if you got them. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope. JuvyThaKid. JuvyThaKid, my folks. I'll see you tomorrow for a new vlog.